Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And I am thrilled to be following up Jared's great icebreaker speech. So thank you for delivering that. And today I'd like to talk to you about something that's been on my mind recently, based on some just life experiences that I've had recently, and that's about taking care of what matters. I think in our day-to-day lives, our daily lives, we always strive to do more for ourselves, to make sure we're eventually going to get a home that's like part of the American dream, or that we're going to grow in our careers, or that we're making some achievements to be proud of, or that we even the little things that we go out and we can buy what we want. We can get ourselves the car that we think we deserve, or those new clothes that we also think we deserve because we've worked so hard. And ultimately, those can bring you joy, and those can bring you a lot of good feelings, but is that ultimately what matters at the end of the day? And so that's what I've been reflecting on: is what matters? What do we have the control of? What are we less likely to lose? And those are the things that I think we should invest much more of our time and our energy into cultivating and making sure that those elements are strong. And so for me, there's three things that really pop out. And just to give you a bit of a background, this generated, or this idea spurred from a conversation I had with my therapist. I think I've told you in the past that I do go to therapy on a semi-routine basis, just to chat and to debrief and to get whatever's on my mind off that I feel like I can't talk to maybe some others. So through this, I've learned about this idea of taking care of what is really ours, or what are things that are less likely to be taken away from us. So for instance, we have our body, right? Our body, our health. That's something that's ours. It's our responsibility that nobody is going to be able to take away from us. As part of that is also your mind, right? Your mind is an extension of your body that you can continue to invest and cultivate to make sure that you're feeding a healthy and effective way. And then also your family. Your family is not an item. They're your blood relatives, right? They help bring you into this world. They're who you grew up with in many cases, and you're always going to have those connections throughout your life in many cases. So I find that it's better to invest in things that are going to be with you, or things that make you who you are, instead of investing in areas that are mainly for vanity, or they give you some positive feelings, but they may not last. And I'll talk more about that. So investing in your body can be things like going to the gym, or eating healthy, or taking care of yourself. And so we may be consumed with our work, for instance, right? And we may think that, oh, we have to strive so much hard. We have to strive for work. We have to work extra hours to make sure our assignments are done. But that can sometimes come at the neglect of your body's health. And when you think about it, should you be neglecting your body, your health, something that's going to be with you forever, over, or should you neglect that for the sake of your job, for your career, for something that will help you achieve certain things? But at the end of the day, is that going to be with you for the rest of your life? So these are things that I've been considering as a result of that conversation, and this really came to mind. So as a result of the conversation I had with my therapist, I went out and I got a physical. I get my physicals routinely every year, but I made sure to do it in a more timely way this time. And I quickly found out that while thankfully I am in pretty good health, I found out that there are some issues I need to take care of, such as having cholesterol that's a bit higher. And I think that's something that occurs and it runs in my family. But the earlier you catch it, the earlier you can do things to help mitigate those challenges. So investing in myself a little bit, focusing on my body, helped me identify areas that could cause me harm in the long term, and I could more effectively work on ways to overcome that. So shifting a little bit to the second element I talked about, which is your mind. I already highlighted how I go to therapy on a routine basis, and it helps me think through areas that I don't really decompress, areas that I may have lingering effects on my life based on issues that happened in the past, or just ideas or things that are happening in the world that I want to talk about with somebody. That allows me to really stretch my mind, and also to explore areas that are negatively impacting my mind. And so we may invest in things like having access to social media, or having access to the newest technologies, and having access to um, things that everybody else has access to, or feel they need to have access to. But many times those can come at the risk of investing in our mind. So, for instance, if you would rather get on a social media app where it can feed you negative energy as opposed to positive energy instead of reading a book or instead of trying to learn new things, that can undermine your mind and your ability to keep it healthy and keep it sound. And ultimately, your mind is going to be with you, right, for the rest of your life, hopefully. You're always going to be thinking, you're always going to be pondering, you're going to be absorbing these life experiences. And the more you place energy, positive energy, into cultivating a healthy mind, the better off you be. And we should do that because it's ours. Our mind is going to be with us through our life, whereas these social media fads change. And things different. Sorry, I changed my background. My computer said it was going to crash, so I'm ad-libbing here in the middle of the presentation. So please bear with me there. And so we definitely want to cultivate that energy. And then finally, family. One thing that really spurred this whole speech was that a dear friend of mine recently lost his mother, unfortunately, to cancer. And I will be leaving this conference to go and attend that funeral. And something that always jumps out to me is that life is short, unexpected things happen, and we never want to be in a situation where we wish we had said this one thing to our family member or wish we had spent more time with our family at the end of the day. Our family are going to be with us, hopefully, right? They're not going to leave us through downturns in life. They're going to be with us through upturns. No matter the situation, your family is your family. So take the time to cultivate, spend time with your family, build those relationships. I haven't had the best relationship with certain members of my family. And for some reason, this spring, it seems that many of them are reaching back out to build bridges and mend relationships. And in the past, I would have just ignored those opportunities or those chances to build those bridges again. But as part of investing in myself and what really matters, I am going to start building those relationships again and sort of accepting those invitations and engaging again because life is short and family is there with you, and they are part of the three things in my opinion that matter the most and that are going to be with you throughout your life. So as we have these opportunities to invest here, to invest there, in terms of our energy, our time, our money, our effort, we should think about what really matters the most, what's going to be with us at the end of the day. I think we've always heard this quote that when we die, we don't take money with us, right? Or even after your career ends, a lot of your accomplishments, they stay there. So what really matters? And I pose this to the group: what matters to you? It may be different than what I said today, but think about it from this perspective. What is going to be with you no matter what? What's not going to be taken away from you if you lose your job? Or what's not going to be taken away from you if you unfortunately have to go bankrupt? And to me, that's your body, your mind, your health, and your family. So think about what matters the most to you and invest in those things because we never know when those things that we're investing in that are not going to be with us can be taken away. So invest in what will be there with you, appreciate what will be there with you, and make sure to just to enjoy that appreciation, enjoy those days as they come. So thank you, Toastmasters. This was a really impromptu speech, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to deliver this speech today. Thank you.
I'll be evaluating Nico's impromptu speech, which was so good, it did not seem impromptu at all. So, Nico, congratulations on not only an impromptu speech, but an impromptu speech in a public area. I mean, that's pretty good to be, not in a controlled environment like a room or an office, and be able to focus on giving a speech to the group, and delivering great content. So I thought the speech was great. I thought the topic was great. I thought it was widely applicable. So pretty much anyone could relate to this speech, which is a great thing when you're giving a speech, is to relate to your audience. And in this case, I mean, pretty much anyone could relate to what you're talking about. So you start off your speech talking about things that people may be worried about or be focusing on, material items, success, but you wanted us to focus on things that can't be replaced, things um, that are yours, I guess, to own. You can have all the cars and houses in the world, but if your health is not in order, your mind is not in order, then it doesn't really help, right? It doesn't really matter. So, thank you for bringing us that topic of what really matters: your body, your health, your mind, and your family. And also going into examples of each and why they matter. So I thought the content was great and the The things that the audience could take away were really useful. One thing that I thought about when you were giving your examples, especially with the family aspect, is that family is very important, and to make it even more inclusive for people who may not have, may not know blood relatives or may not be in good terms, and then there's no fixing, there's no fixing that. To include chosen family, to include the relationships that are important to you. So making sure to include friends that are very important to you, significant others, or whatever, or whoever is in each person's life that they feel is important to them, to make sure to nurture that relationship. So including family and friends or chosen family or whatever, just to make it, more inclusive. Otherwise, I thought the speech was great, great takeaways, and a great topic. So thank you so much for sharing, Nika.